Hi everyone, this is Winifred Boyd.
And Reverend Mark Angelo Lyons.
And welcome to Ask a Witch.
Hi.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, it was only yesterday when I looked at my calendar that I realized we would be meeting today that it's full moon. It's actually full moon right now. Like right at this second is the astrological opposition of sun and moon.
So 5 minutes to...
5 minutes to 11 on, what is
Thursday?
Today? Thursday, April 9th?
I believe so.
I believe today's the 9th. So how cool is that?
It's extremely cool.
It's rare
She's
that
beautiful.
we have very specific moments like this. So I just wanted to quickly whip something together that I thought would be appropriate, understanding that this isn't going to be edited and out to the public today. So
No.
Sort of a little retrospective, I guess, to people who are watching. But what I noticed is this particular full moon had some powerful meaning for me personally. Now, a sun-moon opposition is what a full moon is. The sun and moon are opposite each other. So if you look at the astrological sign that the sun is in and the moon is in, it gives you information about what time it is, what the energetic temperature is.
Does it give clarification?
Yes, I think so. Instead of it's just, because the only thing the read gives us on that is when the moon rides at her peak, then ye heart's desire seek. So you have 13 full moons in a year, and you can really go for it. But the astrology gives you color to play with, gives you a little details, and you know, details are important. It's the difference between something bland and something with flavor.
But you don't need to do it particularly on a full moon.
No,
waxing moon preferably.
And not this spell in particular. This is a spell I wrote a couple of years ago because I was very much into dealing with the lover and the artist archetype within myself, of which I have pretty strong. And to understand the lover, that's dealing with where we are astrologically right now. The sun is in Aries.
Okay.
That's my artist archetype. You know, usually for people it's the warrior, you know, any number of archetypes connect with that. But for me personally, Aries is my artist. I'm very full force as an artist that way. If you've ever seen me speak publicly, yeah. Even my writing, it's very much...
Actually, I
here it is.
haven't, surprisingly.
Oh, I'm a lot of fun. Well, and I curse my brains out at Sunday morning services.
I
It's
edit
great
those
fun.
folks.
Yeah. But Libra, being that the moon is in Libra, and that's an air sign, Libra is ruled by Venus, Aphrodite. So I actually have done this on this particular full moon, if not last year, the year before. So as I was looking at it, it was like, get that spell, that artist and lover spell, and that's what this is called, the artist and lover spell. So usually where we sit and we put this together, this one was already put together, except I took my own personal tweaks out of the spell and put in there some blanks so that it could be used for anything. And again, not just a full moon, it could be used for any magic at any time, but it's particularly about how to balance the lover archetype, which for me is the Libra moon right now, because the lover is not about romance alone. That's like 10%. The lover archetype in anyone is about the part of them that can really love and appreciate anything. Love of poetry, love of people, love of nature, love of God, and of course love in terms of romance. That's one expression. So I have a very strong lover archetype within me, and I have really survived that because it's a hard archetype to have. It has great passion, but when it's only focused on one other person, it can be very, very crazy if that's the only...
For both people.
Yeah, if that's really the only avenue that that archetype has expression for, that creates a lot of problems. Well, because the shadow side of that archetype is obsession, jealousy, intense depressive loneliness. So you got to learn how to balance that. And how I did that was by stretching the definition of what lover meant to me. That I think of it in terms of a job. A lover is one who loves, and I have a very strong love of God. In fact, my real powerful daily spiritual process is one of sitting for 5 minutes a day, twice a day, in love with God.
Even for yourselves, folks, if you just do that in meditation, if it's for the divine or just in meditation, that will be helpful for you.
My spiritual practice is eyes closed with that. I don't set up an entire altar. It's not chanting. It's really... Well, actually, I do it through something called the Song of Prayer that can be found in conjunction with the materials from A Course in Miracles, which is really where that's inspired from. And then the artist really is just as tricky in terms of an archetype, because people think, well, no, I don't paint, I don't sing, I don't dance, therefore I'm not an artist. And that's not true. That is one avenue through which the artist archetype can express itself, through something physical, tangible, like metal work or, you know. For me, the artist is about how you express yourself symbolically. Like, my mom is an artist.
Okay.
But, you know, she doesn't paint. She doesn't necessarily sing or dance in any way that's consistent in her life. But it's through her home.
Okay.
Like, you can see, well, she's a Cancerian. So it's through her home her artwork is just visible. The way she sets a table, I can't set a table like that. That's not my... You know, you sit down, even if it's just like a Wednesday night dinner... The food, she's not even what she would consider herself as chef. I mean, she's not classically trained.
But the love.
But it's the love that she puts into it and the art. It's really a symbolic expression. So, I mean, the holidays around my mom's house, it's nuts. It's like somebody gave her a semi-automatic glue gun. It's just really, she crafts herself. And in that sense, the art is obvious. But it's also the environment that she creates.
Right.
So it's about taking these archetypes and stretching them. This spell, however, is about taking these patterns within us, and maybe the artist is in you, maybe it isn't, although all archetypes are contained within the unconscious mind. This type of magic, yes, this is a little focused towards manifesting, but it's really about, it's not invocation, it's evocation. It's bring these positive, hopefully positive qualities up through me so that I can see them and experience and learn from them.
Okay.
Archetypes are about motivation, so if art and love are two of your motivations, this will be helpful any time of the year, although this spell is specifically written to manifest something. Now, of course, originally I had this written as a love spell, so I kind of took that stuff out and put in some
Tweaked
blanks.
it, folks.
Yeah, big shock that and I was thinking of actually doing this in my personal worship practice today after we were done, and I was like, no. It's just like, no love spells for me, thanks. I'm on a little bit of a hiatus, unless it's self-love, which is fine. Self-esteem and all that. Okay, so it's called the Artist Lover Spell. I'll read it through once, and then we can figure out what we want to fill in blanks with, if at all.
Okay.